Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout Podcast. I'm Terry Morrow.
And I'm Catherine Haleko.
As parents and parenting writers, we can't help but see everything through a parenting lens. But as our kids have become adults, we find ourselves more interested in getting caught up on movies and streaming than on going over the same parenting topics over and over.
So since we're pretty sure we can find parenting wisdom anywhere, we're going to talk about what we're watching, what we thought about it, and maybe what we can learn from it, if only what not to do. Watch and listen along, and let's all make like we're doing something important for our families.
Each Tuesday, we bring you a watch or rewatch of an older entertainment property, and for this week of October 8th, we are continuing with Lost, Season 1, Episode 14, Special. What a sad episode this was.
Yeah.
Young Walt, you have not been the recipient of good parenting from anybody. No wonder you're following Locke around like a little lapdog and throwing knives at trees.
Right.
Just, man.
Yeah.
So rough. Gosh, that poor kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, his you can understand the dynamic between him and Michael now, because not only did he never live with his father that he can remember, he didn't even know he existed.
Right.
He thought somebody else was his father, who he's now lost also.
Right.
So
because it turned out that guy never wanted him in the first place.
Or at least doesn't want him once he realized he's creepy.
Yes.
But I mean, Michael was kind and didn't tell Walt, that guy you think is your father doesn't want you. So
right.
You're stuck with me. He gave him an out.
Yeah.
Which he totally did not deserve.
Yeah.
Made himself the bad guy.
Right.
But at least he stole the guy's dog. That's the least of what that dude deserved.
He said you could have the dog. Also, I know that this is, that we need to look past these things, but he shows up in New York and he says, Susan died yesterday.
Yes.
Now, it takes a very long time.
Even if you don't crash land on an island, it takes a while.
It takes a while. Like, did he just, flee from the hospital room and just directly to the airport?
Why would he not have... Well, I guess he doesn't want to take Walt with him because Walt's weird and maybe he would crash the plane, as he did.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, he should have just taken Walt and been like, hey, dude, we're going on a trip. See you never.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have met the smartest nanny in the business who sees all the letters in a box, clocks that, and then hands them to Michael. Wow, give that lady a tip, because she did not have to do that or to know that.
Yep.
And she just looked like it's been bothering her for years.
Right.
And now I'm going to give it to him. Ha, dead lady.
And maybe she was like, hey, you should take the dog.
That's right. Maybe so. I bet I'm going to give her credit for that.
Yeah.
I think that's excellent. He really loves that dog. Take the dog.
Take it with you.
I don't think that she is a fan of the stepdad.
Yeah.
Nor the mother, if the mother was one not giving the kid the letters.
Yeah.
So
that wasn't cool.
I'm just writing a whole plot line for that nanny where she's taking a great deal of satisfaction in turning over those letters.
Yes.
So there. I also slipped something into your food so you die of a blood disorder, but we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But Walt,
yeah, he's special.
Manifestation of things, birds and polar bears and all sorts of who knows what.
Right, and the comic book.
Reading a book about a plane crash when he was on the plane.
Yeah, maybe he was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, could they have focused on the polar bear on the burning comic book any longer?
I did notice it before it was burning, and I'm pretty sure there was a hatch of some kind in that comic book. Yes. Yes. And I thought we were done with polar bear. I thought that was just a one-time thing, but apparently not.
Either it wasn't killed the last time, Or
there's more than
multiple. One. Or Walt just made this one appear.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't think they killed it this time either, because it just kind of lumbered away, like probably real mad and bleeding.
Yeah. But apparently did not come upon Claire and it's lumbering about because she turns up. Alive.
Yeah. Do you think that she's going to be a little mad? Like, guys, was nobody looking for me?
Charlie had to read your diary first, but he was then totally going to
Then he was going to start looking for you. What? I mean, I'm very interested to see what happens next regarding that because, gosh.
Yeah.
As we've been saying every week, like, somebody look for her. Please.
Well, they said she'd been gone a week, which is less time than we've been waiting, but still.
Yeah.
A week!
Yeah, come on.
You're not going to go look for her. If it was any one of you and somebody didn't come immediately, it would be the worst thing in the world.
Exactly. You have time for gardening.
Golf.
Additional golf tournament.
Oh my gosh. What is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
They're working on the map. They're figuring things out. They're not just going to go running into the jungle this time. Like every other time.
Every other time, yeah.
Yes. Well, I guess this time too, because Walt went into the jungle, and so they had to run into the jungle after him.
Right.
But,
and then Vincent ran into the jungle, and Walt had to run after Vincent.
Oh, Vincent. Hey, Vincent. It's a good-looking dog.
Yeah.
I still say, for the amount of time that dog has been through a plane crash and in the jungle and on the beach and in the caves.
It's very clean.
It's very clean. My dog goes out in the yard to pee and she comes in dirtier than that.
Right. And your dog is not like blonde like that dog.
Oh, yeah, my dog is black. It's still, what is this sticking to your coat? And we know there's a pharmacy on the island and a dog groomer. And possibly a day spa. Maybe that's where Claire's been. These people look still looking pretty dewy.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I just, during this episode, said to my husband, like, how is Shannon's hair so clean? Like, it's so clean. I mean, I guess they found little bottles of shampoo or something.
It's like Sawyer collected a bunch of stuff. She went through and took all the shampoo and conditioner.
She took all the shampoo and conditioner and, like, a blow dryer, I think, too.
I did enjoy Boone just, like, not picking up what she's putting down.
Not having any of what, like, I need you to do this.
I saw you, Dad. I'm pretty much over you now, sis.
Right.
You want to go get captured by a monster?
Have at it. Yeah. Indeed.
Him bringing up her eating disorder when she's complaining.
Yeah. Go get us some boar. Because
burn.
Yeah.
That's some sibling nastiness.
Yes, right, exactly. Oh, goodness.
Oh, and just, gosh, right off the bat, right off the beginning of the episode, Hurley's saying that Michael hates being a dad.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
That seems unnecessary, doesn't it? Dude's trying. Come on. Yeah. Of course, all he's doing is just yelling at the kid and making him stop doing things that he enjoys doing. But still,
right.
You know, he's still in the first section of the dad manual. He hasn't gotten to be fun dad yet.
Yeah, and he really kind of got screwed out of the whole first.
He really did.
The first year seems like he was like, playing on the floor with the baby, like, enjoying it all. And then, boom.
Yeah.
Susan's like, yeah, I'm going. I didn't understand. I mean, I guess, obviously, she didn't want him to, but why was there no discussion of him going with her?
Yeah.
Even to not live with her, but so he could be near the baby.
Right.
Like,
yeah, he didn't seem to have that much tying him down.
Right.
But I think she made it pretty clear
he wasn't welcome.
We are done.
Yes.
Even though she claims they're not.
Yeah, we just need some time apart. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go
what they all
to the
say.
other side of the world. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That was brutal. And then, of course, he's going to go visit them, and then he makes the rookie mistake of hanging up the payphone and stepping out into the street and getting hit by a car.
Right.
That was a blast from the past. Payphone!
A payphone and a yellow taxi. I mean, they do still have them, but...
I do some work copy editing for educational materials, and there was a high school history lesson. It was social studies. It was talking about, never mind what it was talking about, but the history lesson involved somebody using a payphone. It was a Supreme Court case that involved your privacy, your payphone. And they had to have a little box that explains what a payphone was. Oh, gosh. In the 70s, when this case was, people would go into a booth on the street and put in a small amount of money in order to talk on the phone.
Oh, dear.
Gosh. My hair started turning white as I was reading it. Have they never seen The Parent Trap? She goes into a phone booth. It's not that foreign. How old is that movie? Don't answer.
Oh, also, Maroon 5.
Yeah.
There's a song. That song's from 2010 or something.
God. It's not that.
Not that long. Well, ago. Yes, it is. Yeah.
People of today are, what is this payphone of which you speak?
Right.
Why didn't they just use the phone in his pocket? Was the battery dead?
He was on an island that didn't have any power.
Wouldn't you love it if they just went around the corner on the island and there's a payphone?
I mean, there is a big metal hatch, so...
So, it could happen.
Could be something else.
Would you, if you were on Mystery Island and you just came through a clearing and there was a payphone box in the middle of a clearing... Would you get into that?
I mean, I would leave the door open. Also, who do you call and how do you say, do you call your mom? Be like, Mom, I need you to pick me up.
That's right. Just let it ring 3 times and hang up. They'll know.
Yeah. They don't want to pay the collect call charge.
Hopefully they still have the dime in their shoe.
Yes. For that purpose. What else what did Jack do in this episode? Not very much.
Not very much.
And Sawyer had his, 1 minute scene to just be his same usual smug Sawyer self and have the diary that everyone was looking for.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Yeah. He's in a rut.
Yeah, I mean, it's what are we going to do with this character? I don't know, but for now, he can just lounge around on the beach and smirk at people. That's all.
It ain't a bad life, It's probably better than what he had on the mainland.
Right. Yeah, he was running away from that guy whose money he left behind.
Bad. It's got some shade.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was getting in some kind of trouble in Australia that we saw on Boone's episode.
That's right.
So
that's right. And Boone's just now Locke's secondhand man.
He really is.
Just beating up people for him, hanging around.
Yeah.
Off to the side.
He definitely did make his decision not to tell Shannon anything.
Yes. Yeah, I think he's done. He's done there.
Yeah.
But it's going to drive her crazy now.
Yeah. She'll probably, will it drive her crazy enough for her to follow him, or is she probably won't expend that effort, right?
Send Saeed.
Yeah.
I think you should go follow my brother.
Yeah. He's doing something's up out there.
Yeah, I don't see her roving through the jungle, but never know. She may want the camera time.
It's true.
And then we had the return of the dog whistle.
Yes.
Hey. Although it apparently also calls missing pregnant ladies, but still, who knew? Glad it didn't call the polar bear.
That's right.
He's taking a risk. Vincent's just living his best life, isn't he? Just you can run away into the jungle anytime I want.
Yep.
I can come back anytime I want.
Exactly.
Eat small rodents probably anytime I want.
Mm-hmm.
It's a magical island, so I never get fleas.
Yep. Never get dirty.
Never get dirty.
Never have to go to the vet and get shots or anything like that. I'm away from that stepdad dude who was...
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Technically his dog, but okay.
I did enjoy that detail. We talked about that already, but like, oh, yeah, you can have the dog.
Come back. I hope he really loved that dog.
Yeah, I do too.
But that Vincent was like, you're not a nice man.
Yeah, I'm going with the kid. The kid needs me.
Oh my gosh,
He's
what a
been
horrible
through
thing.
a lot.
What a horrible guy he is.
Yeah.
Just what the heck?
Yeah.
I don't care how scared you are of the kid.
Yeah.
Then
he's a child.
That's rough. How old do we think Walt?
He needs a psychic to go around and say, like, he needs you. He can't be raised by another.
Yeah, Walt was raised by another. Maybe that's what happens to you.
That's why.
You get all sorts of weird ability to do weird island things.
Yeah. I think he's like 10.
Is he supposed to be 10?
I think so.
It's old enough to say, who are you? I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
But look at all these letters I wrote to you with bad jokes on them. See, I had dad jokes.
That's how you know I'm an actual dad. The dad jokes.
Jeez. I mean, from a parenting point of view, to suddenly be thrust into a parenting role when your kid is 10.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
With very little, the kid who doesn't really know that you exist.
Yeah. And with,
that would be
so
weird.
The only notice you had was basically the time you spent on an airplane.
Right.
He's like, here's 2 plane tickets.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, maybe he knew that.
Yeah, like you say, it's like he must have immediately ran from the hospital.
I need to be on the next flight to New York.
Then turned around and flew right back, presumably, but on a different plane.
Right.
But
he's like, here's a ticket for you. I will not be with you.
I mean, he could at least be there to talk. Just, gosh, you've raised a kid for at least 8 years.
Yep.
Yeah. We put you in the Bad Stepdad Hall of Fame along with the bad dads we've had.
Yep, the bad
Wasn't
sister.
Such a great mom either here. So I think we got bad dads, bad sisters, bad mothers, bad stepdads.
Stepmother to, like, Boone's mom.
Yes.
Was stepmom to Shannon, right?
Right. So I guess we have 2 bad stepdads.
Or was she I think it was the mom.
Well, yeah, but whoever Shannon's, somebody was bad to Boone too.
Yeah.
I think there was badness all around.
Right.
Just all of them.
Yes.
This show is a very bad show to take parenting tips from. It's mostly don't do that.
Do it.
Oh my gosh, don't do that.
Do it.
Yes.
Yep. Well, that's what we're learning.
Yeah. Nothing good can come of all these things you're doing, people. Just do your job. I think, again, as with Claire, Michael could use a parent. We've said this before, that Michael needs a parenting book. We need a parenting book. We need a, baby parenting book for Claire. We need a 10-year-old parenting book for Michael. At the time this came out, surely, I say again, surely there was somebody on that airplane who was reading a parenting book. There was somebody in somebody's luggage.
In all that luggage that they've been spending all these weeks sorting and looking through.
Some poor mom was taking this flight to read about what to do about her horrible child. Right. Honestly, I have myself possibly read parenting books on an airplane. Come on. They're there. They're somewhere. Yeah. Maybe there's a cave full of them someplace.
Yeah.
Maybe Walt can think real hard and make one appear.
Exactly. I bet he could.
Think of all the things you would like your father to know and then, imagine it in a book.
There you go.
Because it's clear that Michael has no clue whatsoever how to be a father.
Although he did have the presence.
He hasn't been.
He had the presence to, number 1, lie about Brian to protect Walt's feelings, and number 2, to steal Brian's dog.
Yes, that's true. And I wish there had been some way to spare Walt's feelings without giving that bleep cover and making himself look like the bad guy.
Right.
I am the one who is taking you from this father, the only father you've ever known.
Right.
And now I am your father now.
Yeah.
But He could have just said, he fell out a window. We're very sorry.
Yeah.
He also had a blood disorder.
Right. Turns out they were a match made in heaven? ?
Yep. He was, he's going back to the airport and he stepped out into traffic and boom.
Boom. He wasn't as lucky as I was.
Yeah, because kid's never going to go. Well, I guess you wouldn't know that the kid's never going to go back to Australia at that time, but still.
Right.
That was very noble of him to do, but had the side effect of making Walt kind of hate him. So.
Yeah.
Instead of the person who should rightly be hated.
Right.
Oh, we mentioned how terrible that guy was.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a few times.
Man.
Yes.
Oh, well. Now we have the cliffhanger of Claire being back.
Claire. Yes.
Next week we shall see what she's been doing, what kind of shape she's in.
Right.
And how ticked she is.
And if she's still pregnant.
Bleeping nobody came to find her. Yes, and if she's still pregnant.
Because that was definitely obscured at this.
Yes, it was.
At this juncture.
To make us wonder as the week goes by.
That's right.
Unless we go on Lostopedia and find out.
Yes.
I don't know, read the description for the next episode. But that would be wrong.
I'm not doing it.
No. Well, you've never seen it before. I can just be refreshing.
Right. For you, you've seen it, so.
Though, interestingly, this episode, when it was over, both my husband and I turned to each other and said, I have no memory of ever watching that episode. I don't remember any of those plot points at all.
Really?
No, yeah, it just...
Did you remember that Claire came back?
I didn't remember. I mean, I knew that she at some point came back. I didn't remember it this episode. We have no, maybe we missed it somehow. Yeah. Maybe we were doing something that week.
Yeah, because if you did, then you wouldn't necessarily get the chance.
I knew generally some of the plot points, but I didn't remember.
You probably read a recap instead of actually watching it.
Yeah, I didn't remember the whole drama of why he took Walt back. Right. Other than I just assumed his mom died, and so it's like, because we talked a few weeks ago about why didn't Brian just adopt him? Well, Brian did adopt him, and then So I did not remember any of this at all.
Okay,
I did remember Walt being special, but not from this episode. From an episode that's coming up.
Okay.
So anyway, made a real impression on me at the time, on both of us.
Yeah.
So maybe we really just never saw it.
Yeah.
That could be. Back in the day when if you missed an episode of TV, you just kind of missed an episode of TV.
That's right.
And it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Okay, so next Tuesday, we will continue with Season 1, Episode 15 of Lost, Homecoming.
Is there going to be a parade?
I assumed that this would be a Claire flashback episode, because don't we want a flashback in her
very recent past? Yes.
But no, in fact, it is a Charlie episode, because it's all about him.
Yeah. You know? He's already had his turn.
He has. But wait a second. Before we get into you, let me talk about my traumatic past. All right, man.
Okay.
You go ahead. She'll just wait and then hit you over the head with something for reading her diary. It'll be fine. Right. But
also, what a waste of time. That scene of him trying to resist the urge to read her diary, which we all knew he was going to do. He knew he was going to do. They spent 30 seconds of him putting it down, picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it back in the bag, moving the bag. Okay, we get it.
The episode came in 30 seconds short, and I thought, well, we could have the polar bear for another 30 seconds, or we could just give Dominic something to do. Okay, here's this bit of business for you, man.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
He went with it.
He did.
It's an opportunity for everybody to get up and get another beverage from the kitchen. Oh, well. Thank you for listening. You can find all our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com.
You can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamatude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we've talked about over the years.